Welcome back to Pathologic. Sorry it's been a little while. I've unfortunately had quite some significant number of real-life events to attend to myself, which has prevented me from recording in quite such a timely manner. And as we all know, especially with this game, time is of the essence. So, the third day of the Haruspex scenario has begun. I'm going to use a little bit of my technically cheating pre-knowledge to figure out where we should go next. I think where we should go next is probably to visit the Artemiy house. Vlad, the elder, will probably still be asleep by this point, but I believe that Capella will have some quest that she might need us to help out with. So, without further ado, in the interim since last time I recorded, there's a bandit up there, but hopefully we can avoid him. In the interim since last I recorded, I have been rather caught up in my own assessment and assistance of a city in need. That's not quite to the same dramatic degree, but hey ho.
The winter comes soon, I hope.
Has it been hard on you lately? I'm okay. Some people have it harder.
So,
Oh, we might be too early in the day. Oh. It's only... oh, it is quite early still, I suppose. Let's see if Vlad the Elder will talk with us. I do feel slightly guilty if I did in fact preempt this game a little.
Swine.
Let's see, I am a bit hungry. I could probably do with buying some food when I rest next. My exhaustion is still pretty low, I did sleep rather recently. Anyway.
Bachelor is dragging the children out of the dangerous districts. Those districts are infected, aren't they?
Bloody hell, she takes a while to talk. Anyway, why the sad look? I've been feeling dizzy again. I've had a pit. I felt that Notkin was in danger. Have the two of you met yet? He lives at the warehouses. Their castle is there. Pit? What's that? Well, that's what Maria and I call our visions. She calls hers a flight, I call mine a pit. That's peculiar because mine are usually joyful whilst hers are grim. Or maybe it's just me. So, will you check on Notkin? How do I find him? The castle is just by the southern warehouses. That's where the Solenohavs, that's what they call themselves, live. He's not an urchin, he's just independent and parentless. And he's getting out of hand. Maybe you could go and check on him? What if he is indeed in danger? Sure, I'll check. Quest 1. My assessment that I couldn't talk to her yet was incorrect. I clearly have forgotten a little bit of the intricacies of these conversations of this game. Ah, the food store. Perhaps we can acquire ourselves some sustenance. At least I hope we can acquire ourselves some sustenance. Are you kidding me? Well, I mean, an egg will do. Ugh. That's not really what I'd hoped for, not gonna lie. I kind of thought we'd have more to go on than that. But hey ho. So, down to here we must go. The storms are lighting more and more. Oh, goodness, we are overfilled in our inventory. The constant struggle of Berak is that he is always a little bit too full in his inventory. I should probably drop off some of the Twirin, it might be helpful actually. So, Around the back of the train station we go. Notkin, I think, can help us today in more than just one way. Right, so let's see what weapons we have. The shotgun, the pistol. And that's about it. We don't even have any knives. So this is Notkin's house here. As you may have noticed, that is indeed a bandit right ahead of us. I can probably take him out from here. That's all I can. Well, that wasn't too bad. Need to drop something though if I want to pick up these razors. I don't like dropping needles. Both in real life and in game, I don't especially like dropping needles. But needs must. I'm gonna... Ooh, that's useful. Hearts. Hearts I think will be more useful. Oh, sorry. Right. Sorry, don't mean to break immersion there. Back to Notkin.
I see double or something.
Actually, I wonder, how did you manage to sneak in? Freeze! Parley? Parley. What do you want? We won't give up our dogs. We'll fight back. What dogs? So you want a thief? No, I'm not a thief and you know it. Where are the crooks? How do they let you through? It's alright, they're no more. Would you look at him? Listen, that means we ought to thank you somehow. Well, I mean, I guess it would help. Take this weapon. It's handmade. Granddad said it used to be a fowling piece. Well, the hammer's different and the barrel's been somewhat modified. You can use rifle ammo or shot cartridges. You know where to get those? Great. But does it shoot at all? It does, but you'll have to find suitable ammo. Well, obviously. Well, a shotgun we now have.
Clara dropped by, and then my head was like gone. I can't remember a thing.
Oh, the times we live in. An epidemic. I hope my scouts are back soon. Scheming, are you? Maybe I am. Want to help out? Well, it depends on what you're up to. I'm up to a good thing. My Solana halves are sneaking about everywhere, watching out for enemy dog heads, catching halves, and just generally messing around. So I want to use them for the greater good. Even Sticky will turn green with enemy. Envy. Sorry. What kind of greater good? We will scout out which houses have been infected. We'll make a map of them every day. Imagine that. If it goes well, the Bachelor himself will happily trade his right arm for such a map. Interesting. Will you show me? We can even make a copy for you if you want. Can you do us a favour in return? What kind of favour? Your father knew some awesome rare recipes for Twirin infusions. He wrote down the ones that protected from the sand plague after the first outbreak. Can you make them? How many? Give us 10 protective mixtures and the map is yours. Don't you think I'm being greedy? I just need the infusions to help the scouts with. I agree. We have a deal. Right, well that gives me an excuse to go back home and drop off some of this extra Twirin, because I do have a lot of Twirin now. Right. Oh, shit. I had a feeling they were going to come after me. Right, one down. Okay. Right. I need to be very careful around here because I'm certain there's others. We don't know where they are. But I expect there's quite a few bandits there. I'm not really in the mood to take on a lot of them. I have quite a lot of money. I have full reputation. And right now I think that sacrificing my health is probably not the best of ideas. What really is what I need is food, to be honest. My hunger is fairly high. And I've got some milk. Just literally just gonna swallow a whole egg. Perhaps not the wisest of plans, but I need to figure out something. Right. It's gonna perpetually annoy me if I don't get enough in the way of children's powders to save this town. I think, fortunately, I might find a way around it somehow, but I expect it's going to be difficult. Okay. I do apologise for my constant map checking. I never like being lost in this game. I should really know this town like the back of my hand by now, having finished this game multiple times. But, anyhow.
Yes?
I'm not exactly sure what happened. Your dear Notkin was attacked by some bandits. And? Calm down, he's fine. Thank you. What did you do to the bandits? I killed them, I had to. But you have helped Notkin. Do you please allow me to thank you? I can't refuse a gift from you. 3,000 gold. Wow, 3,000 coins. I'm not sure what era this really is set in, so I'm not sure what to call the coinage, but I will assume it probably is rubles. I could be wrong. I don't honestly know. I don't honestly know at all. So, other things that we can do today. I believe there is let me see if I can recall. Now, I believe that Dankovsky might have something to say to us. So we're going to drop a quick hard save just now. And see if we can find him. We'll also see if we can stop by any food establishments on the way, because we are sorely in need of food. One thing that can definitely be said for Burach's scenario is shit. Right. Oh, balls. I really need to change that hotkey. Now, this might show how rusty I am with this game, because this did not go well for me. When trying to do this with a knife multiple times, I just died multiple times. I really don't have the ammunition to keep doing this though. God. Well, we'll just stick with the knife from now on. I know that was the much easier option. Just gonna take people's hearts. It's always useful to have a heart. This all might be useless if Dankovsky doesn't have anything to tell us, but I have a real sneaking suspicion that he does have something useful that we should pay attention to. I was sure there's another food shop here. Maybe it's that one. Anyway, around the corner we go. think that's a drunkard there, rather than a bandit, judging by the fact that nobody's running away. It's almost reassuring, actually, that there's still people on the streets, even at this late time at night. It's, worth it. Yes, it's worth it. Goodness. Right. I also apologise as well if there's been any change in the quality of these recordings. Oh shit. When did you come? I also apologise if there's been any change in the quality of these recordings. I've recently had to change recording equipment again due to software faults. I honestly don't really understand why things are breaking as often as they are, but anyway. Let's see if Dankowski has anything to say to us. I hope that he does.
Truth does not do as much good in the world as the appearance of truth does evil.
I was happy at first that this wasn't bubonic plague. Now I realise I would have rather preferred it. So you become studying the disease, I gather. I have. And you can help me with that. Tell me, is it true that there are special people in this local community? The only ones who have the moral right to pierce others, even the dead, with tools? Yes, you're talking about Menku. They're the butchers and the wardens. That is their right, but it's not about morals. What is it about, then? I'm to kindly remind you that there are a lot of people who do not shy away from piercing others with knives in the street. Yet during an emergency, the people who look more or less modern and civilized are disallowing me, a fully trained medic, to dissect bodies. It's an ancient tradition, and its roots are religious in nature, or even mythological. Bloody brilliant. I don't profess any local religion. I'm fighting an epidemic. Or rather, I'm trying to save a couple of thousand people, even though they turn themselves inside out, doing their best to get in my way. They won't let you dissect the dead? Exactly. I need tissues of the person who died from sand plague. I need them today, right now. I tried to get them at the cemetery, but failed miserably. The patrolmen are vigilantly watching over the dead. Would you like me to get you some? I'd reward you generously for that. Deal. I'll do what I can, even though I still don't have the right to. Why, aren't you one of the... what do you call them? Well, your father was a surgeon. Nobody knows me here yet, but I've said my word. I'll do the best I can, if I can. I believe that is the main quest of the day. So, I now need to go and perfect some Turin brews and steal some infected person's heart whilst I'm at it. That shouldn't be too difficult, right? Right. The streets are fortunately rather okay here, at least. I mean, you know, I still don't relish the idea of being stabbed in the neck by some random cutter with a knife. But, it's still better than the alternatives. There's one. We can probably skirt around them without necessarily having to deal with them directly. I think I've lost my edge slightly in some of these knife fights because I've which clearly is going to be unbeknownst to the viewer, but I have died multiple times. Oh, come on! I stabbed him in the neck. Oh, jeez. Don't mind me, just killed a man. Now I'm gonna go bin raking. Jesus. Really, really brings a new meaning to the phrase murder hobo. Which I hasten to add to anyone who's not familiar with it is a term used for characters that are usually played in games like Dungeons and Dragons or things like Skyrim, in which you are a strange, vagrant adventurer with no real interest in doing anything but getting gold and killing people. I'm not using that as an insult towards the homeless. At least I'm not trying to do so. I do apologize if I have given offense. Well, was not my intention. Right. Onwards to the little laboratory I've got set up. Hopefully somebody's left something in this bin. Pocket watch. Oh, that's alright then. As you do. Right. A chest. First things first. I've got a shed load of stuff here. I'm gonna probably end up picking half of it back up again, but it's always handy to just have a good drop of all of the necessary stuff, and then we can just all of the unnecessary stuff, and then we can start working with things again. Now, I believe today we are going to need brand, so I'm going to just keep that in my inventory for now. Okay, so now I need to just oh goodness, that's the wrong one, and I just need to refresh my memory of which things I should take. So brown, bloody. I don't think bloody was actually very useful for much stuff at all. Black, white whip, sweater. Oh goodness. I don't actually even know if all of that would be enough for Notkin. That's not my question. Here we go. So, 10 stimulants. Jesus Christ. 10 is a lot. 10 is a rather large amount. Well, having put them all back, I might as well actually take them all back up again until I've... Shit. Oh, Twirin extract. Well, that's 2. Just pull that back briefly. Right, okay, fucking hell. This is not going to be easy. Okay. So... let's say... black, brown, Xavier. That's 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Jesus, I'm gonna need to drop like out all of my inventory. Okay. just gonna see if I can do something with this. Well, I'll do. I can just use shitty ones. Because I'm pretty sure bloody twire is good for nothing. One, two, three. Screw it, I'll just use all the bloody. I know it's perhaps not the kindest thing to do to these poor kids, but at the same time, I don't want to burn all my supply. Okay. 10. 10 of the little damn things. Okay. Oh. Okay. Just gonna dump all of this back. I'm also gonna drop all of these and just carry those 10. I'm gonna pick back up the brand. I might actually just keep the powder on me. I think that would actually maybe be a better idea than leaving it here. Okay. Right. Back out we go. Hopefully that was enough. Now, let's see the other quests. Dead tissue. Now, to get the dead tissue, we need to figure out exactly where the infected area is today. Now, I'm not very sure where that's going to be. I mean, I think it's somewhere around here, because that's where the infection spreads from, is this house. So let's assume that the dead tissue is being held up here somewhere. By dead tissue, I mean dead people. It's a lot easier to see people as objects if you're having to do terrible things to them. It's part of the reason that surgeons have their ritual of preparing gowns and drapes over an area. Naturally, of course, a good deal of it is also to prevent infection, but honestly, it does make it easier to put a knife to skin if all you see is a square of skin and you don't necessarily see a whole person underneath. Now, oh jeez, I need to change the hotkeys for that UI. Now, we may be in luck actually, because you may remember this patrolman here in Dankovsky's scenario was particularly unpleasant and tried to have Dankovsky killed. Now, what you've also not quite seen is me failing multiple times to deal with that patrolman. Because he punched me to death multiple times. I've forgotten how very unforgiving and brutal this game can be. Goodness, right, okay. Oh, I think we might have actually done it. We might have attained some measure of victory by 4 AM. That's not bad, actually. We still haven't done the main quest of the day, of course, but it's not yet opened yet. Goodness, we are doing well for once. For once, trust me, that's not gonna last very long. Oh dear. Right. Where to next? Oh, goodness. I'm approaching some measure of exhaustion myself in reality. I honestly do feel these characters' pain sometimes. Perhaps I'm being hyperbolic. I don't necessarily know if I can truly say that I definitely understand the feeling of being stabbed in the face by angry townsfolk and trying to run for my life, but I do understand the feeling of desperately trying to keep oneself clean from infection and running into constant and consistent problems of exhaustion and hunger. Never quite looking after your body quite in the way that you should. Which is, of course, something that I suppose I should take responsibility for, but at the same time, it's not quite as easy as it... Oh, bloody hell. I need to change that UI toggle. Oh, fuck. Oh, come on! Oh, no. Damn it. That was the kind of thing I was wanting to avoid. Now, there is a backstab motion in this game, which is a one-hit kill, but I've never managed to do it accurately, it seems. Anyway, Notkin, hello.
Clara dropped by,
Yeah, the
and
infusions.
then my head was like gone. I can't remember a thing.
Here are the infusions I promised you. Made by a Burach, according to an ancient rite. It cost a fortune. That map will be waiting for you from tomorrow on. Be sure to come over. Done. So, from now on I can buy maps of the infected districts from him. I didn't really do that very much as Dankovsky. Mainly because I either just committed them to memory by bumping into them, or didn't really find that it was necessarily useful. I may reconsider that with Burak, just because his scenario is a lot more unforgiving, and he has a habit of dying a lot more often, or at least running a lot closer to death a lot more often. I think that's the same food shop that I stopped in before, and I think that it doesn't have anything further in it. So my desperation is becoming more pressing. Shitting hell. It's not going well for me today. Right, you there. You're nuts. You got nuts. 33 is pittance, but I mean the nuts are at least somewhat useful sometimes. Screw this. Right, back to Dankovsky we go. Oh wow, it is now 5 in the morning. My nocturnal ramblings are probably going to give way to at least a relatively, moderately successful day, I hope. I hope. It probably won't be that successful in reality, but I'm sure we'll find out as things go. Oh, fuck. Oh, good God, that was not pleasant. I'll do. Goodness. I can trade these hearts for Twirine. That might end up being the better path to do than going Twirine hunting, because I think I might have picked the town fairly clean of the places I was aware it is. I'm sure there's a lot more around, but it's not easy to spot. Always handy to fill up an extra little bit of water bottle every now and then. Right. Back to Dankovsky.
What?
I was happy at first that it wasn't the bubonic plague. Now I realise I'd have rather preferred it. I've got something for you, Einon. You were looking for dead tissue, if I recall correctly. Yes, I need it so bloody much. I hope this will be of use to you. I hope I managed to make what I want out of it. Meanwhile, how can I return your kindness? I have no money, but I can offer you something better. The drugs that are not available to the general public yet. I can't give them all right away, though, so you'll have to choose what you want. Immunogens, antibiotics, or painkillers. Ooh. Antibiotics I don't think are going to be useful for me right now. Let alone because I can't have a regular course and I can't finish them. Infection control would have my head. Immunogens, also not useful to me right now, because I can just synthesize my own. Painkillers might be handy. Painkillers it is then. I might regret that. Novocaine, morphine, atorvastatin, Jesus.
I'm tired. I've had enough.
You and me both, brother, you and me both. Oh goodness, that knife is falling to bits. I might have to abandon it soon. Okay. I think we can safely rest a few hours. If for no other reason than to allow me to regain a bit of hit points. Maradome it is. Into the bed I go. Morning of the third day has come. 40 more infected people, 30 people died, total death toll 90, currently infected 51. It all ends in less than 10 days. Day 3, in which the Haruspex uncovers the intricacies of the secret step code at a great personal risk. Incidentally, I've learned of the difficulties you face in figuring out the mysterious subject denoted by the ancient sign. Did Isidore's inheritance make a reference to it? I think we have a lot to discuss. Do pay me a visit. Always at your service, Olgimsky. Vlad the Elder wants to speak with me. I'm going to starve to death if I don't get something on the way, so I'm gonna hope that there's like some just burger shop somewhere. I jest, there's of course none. The good thing at least about it being daylight again is that, well, one, no one's going to stab me yet, and two, there might be other people around to trade with. The small children tend to have a lot on offer. Oh, fuck. This is not going well for my hunger, though. God. Constantly working oneself to bone at a point of near starvation. Complete exhaustion. It's not a way to spend one's youth or life. It's a very quick recipe for burnout. I'm entirely unsurprised that burnout happens very often. Especially in the old Soviet republics. Don't get me wrong, it happens in the West as well. In fact, it happens everywhere. But, oh, stuck on a wall. There we go. Right. This place better have something. You better have something. Oh, thank God he's got stuff. And it's all relatively cheap. Oh, good Good, 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 good. Jolly days. Jolly days. I'm gonna just eat the whole of it. There we go. Just devouring a whole load of meat and a literal whole fish as soon as I bought them. It occurs to me that I maybe should have saved some of that. but I was hungry. I do not make good decisions. Shit. Okay, right, to Vlad then. I'm sure that we'll be able to come across more food later on in the day. Right? A lot of money to work with. 4 bullets, that's not enough to work with. Crap, I need to get more of everything. Money is preferable. Oh, goodness. Just a dude. Thank goodness. I thought it was abandoned for a moment. Would not have been very good for me. Ah, hey, kid, do you have anything to trade? Please tell me you've got something to trade. I have items. You got nothing. Shit. To be honest, I don't actually have a lot in stock to trade for them either. Right, let's try this teenager first. Might have something. It's got a bottle of Maridome. A razor for some Maridome. I mean, I can live with that trade. Got a lot more to trade with the young boys than the girls, which does mean that alpha tablets, not worth it. Lad.
The girl is fine, but the boy's unbearable.
Most honored Master Burak, or rather, Oinon Burak. You will be called that soon, for you are the keeper of knowledge. A warden, a menku, a surgeon to say, and even more than that. So, have you looked into the matter of your inheritance? I have. Nothing is more important to me right now. There was a brand, wasn't there? And the documents bearing that same mark, that designates a secret name. Indeed, and how do you know that? My daughter told me about these doomed children that the deceased used to take care of. I see no point in hiding the truth for you. The brand this mysterious subject is marked with belongs to the secret step code. Can you read Longmark, the so-called circles or copious brands? You mean the hieroglyphic alphabet? I don't know what the secret code is. The kin does. Maybe some of the Odong worms or the butchers. I have to admit it is me who stands between you and these secrets. I have locked up all the inhabitants of the cemetery. Cruel decision. Pray forgive me. There is an epidemic, a quarantine. I cannot violate it. There are about 8,000 inside. What if the disease finds a way in? What if it already has? Most respected Bachelor Dankovsky has already harassed me with these pointless questions. If the disease is already inside, then that's all the more reason to keep the doors shut. But enough about that. I want to help you. You want to know the meaning of the brand, don't you? I do. A few butchers managed to escape the cemetery before it was blocked off. I propose a deal. I've explained to you how you may find them helpful, so you will be looking for them anyway. After you find them, tell me where they are. If you promise to do so, I'll tell you where to start. I agree. There's a shack. I've tried sending people over there already. They were greeted coldly. A certain lady lives in it. She's always in the loop. She knows butchers' ways and what they're after. They say she was begotten by an Odong and a Dwyer bride. Start off there. She will treat you with respect. How come? Well, you're Isidore Burak's son, the eldest Burak now. It means a lot to them that you are from a Menghu family. Menghu aren't just surgeons or butchers, they are healers. An almost sacred role. Spiritual one, so to say. All in all, the lady will honor your request and tell you about the runways. Well, if that's enough, I'm going. Show me the place. You may remember this is Ospina's hideout. Onwards to Ospina. I find it interesting that this description of barber surgeon has been associated with something spiritual and as a healer. The old religion of this steppe, which is a pagan religion of sorts, is an interesting one in and of itself, but one of the most interesting things I find is just how quickly and how neatly ritual, oh, thank goodness, bullets. It's not a trade that's worth it. It's not a trade that's worth it because I don't actually have a rifle. I know that technically the guy, the Notkin said that the shotguns could take rifle ammo, but I'm not willing to just buy that completely. I think he might just be playing wrong. Okay. Let's try and worm our way around. But as I was saying, I do find the idea of a barber surgeon as a shamanistic ritualist an interesting one. After all, truly how much has changed today? I know that we have research and more rigorous testing procedures to make sure that the rituals we're conducting are indeed safe and secure rituals for the benefit of the patient, but nevertheless we run through the rituals of discussing in depth their fate, tell them what we believe must be done to be saved from their fate or to alter it. We douse and drape them. It's always rifle ammo. It's always rifle ammo. Ah. I mean, maybe the revolver's worth it, but goodness. I find that I rarely ended up using the rifle as the Haruspex very often because you have a shotgun and the shotguns are just better for most of what you need to do. Anyway, as I was saying, the surgeon dressed in his ritualistic garb of a long white coat in the States, or well, a variant of a business suit in the UK at least, but he comes and tells you your fate. He gives you your chance to assuage your fate by a sacrifice of various means. We take your blood from you, spill it to appease our laboratories. We daub ourselves with the
He who distrusts himself is better off silent.
we daub ourselves with antibiotics.
Is the disease really contagious? Yes, it is, undoubtedly.
The whole thing is a ritual. Anyway. Let us camp near the mountain, a suitable place. Let us camp next to the river, a suitable place. Do you know what the long mark braids mean? How could I? Women aren't allowed to know that. A pity.
Shabnakadir is tracing the streets like bacteria in a vein.
What a strange coincidence. Do you know why I came here? I can imagine. You're looking for the runaway. Oh, it's such a shame that fat Vlad managed to weasel his way into your circle of friends. That friendship will do you no good. Oh, no. But you're too late anyway. An outsider fop, a bachelor in a snakeskin coat, came by poking his nose everywhere. I've led the runaway butchers into the steppe. Otherwise he would have shot them all dead. Does he have firearms? I think so, else he wouldn't be so confident to attack butchers. He isn't you, he couldn't beat them with his bare hands. Do you know where I can find the butchers? Some are still hiding throughout the town. I'm planning to collect them one by one. I found one already, and it won't take me too long to find the rest. The children of Suok have no reason to expire in this torture chamber. You can count on me, Oinon. I won't let your people die. Where's this one hiding? You won't turn him into Flat Vlad, would you? Promise? This butcher's life is mine to command. I shall decide his fate for my father. And I want his fate to be decided by you, not by Fat Vlad. I'm counting on your decency. You are your father's son, aren't you? I am. Okay, I'll tell you. His hideout is the place where anyone with 2 legs runs away from today. Look for him there. But be careful. He's being hunted. Don't let the hunters catch you two, because they won't waste their time trying to get to know you. Don't worry. Ah, crap. That right there looks like it's going to be the infected district. I believe we did a similar quest as Dankovsky before. Right. Onwards we go. Friend, do you need a drink? No, but you didn't have anything I could trade for anyway. Oh goodness. I don't know who to trust, truly. I never really truly find out who I should have trusted. Is Vlad truly the man that I can trust? Does he have the best intentions of the town at heart by trying to lock away the butchers, an ethical minority? In keeping them trapped, is he honestly trying to save everyone else? Or is he perhaps merely trying to pursue his own agenda? If I were playing as Dankovsky, I would be much more prone to thinking he was trying to pursue his own agenda, but as for me, as Burak, I'm less convinced. Let's try and barter with these guys. Ah, shite. One fewer than I needed. Oh, this gentleman has a lot more though. Now, dried, smoked vegetables. Shell! A shell is always worth trading for. Well, that will do. I've got no more to barter with now. Oh god. Oh god, oh god, oh god, here it goes. Ugh, don't touch anything. Don't touch anything, don't touch anything. Fuck. Don't touch anything, don't touch anything. Stay away from me. Ah, fuck. Infected houses are unkind and unpleasant. Where is this guy? Ah! Why did you come, child of butthole? What are you doing here? We were hired by the outsider, Orinon. He gave us a task. We had to open up the dead for him. He was looking for the disease inside them. There were 4 of us. How did it go? Patrolmen came. They killed 2 of my brothers. Now they're after the 3rd. I have hidden in here. The body that I opened up was taken away to be buried. I opened it up poorly, brother. I am ashamed of that. I did manage to cut the small lines and prepare the thin tissues for the Oinon, though. You aware that Olgimski's after you? Bruce Vlad? Yes, I know. Get away from here as quickly as possible. I promise to lead him to your hideout if I ever find you. As you wish. You've made a wise and honest choice. Will you help me? What do you want? Tell me what this brand means. Look, I've drawn the sign for you. You are an Oinon of a Menkukin, are you not? I've seen this brand before. I don't know its lines. I've seen it in a terrible place. There is a corridor in the depths of the abattoir, the route the Supremes take when they come from the steppe to be celebrated. Oion, the foreman of the abattoir, can explain the meaning to you. The Supremes? You don't know who the Supremes are? You are joking. Tell me. You are joking. They cannot be called by name, for they are not to be talked about. What next? Are you going to tell me you don't know of the one that is called Bus Turgoch? You talking about gods? Yes, among other things. Don't play jokes on me, Oinon. Don't make fun of me just because I'm a simple man. What else can you tell me about this sign? If something is marked with this sign, then it is either a man, nor a child of Bodho, nor Suok. It is supreme. What you need is not a man, Oinon. Your father had something to do with those who walk the corridor. It scares me. That brand is drawn there for a reason. They are not men. This is all that I know. Be careful. Right, what are the chances of me getting out of here alive? Apparently high. Oh, fuck. Oh no. There's definitely a plague somewhere around in here. Oh god, there it was. Right, okay. I was right, it was there. Now... Shit. Oh shit. Stay the fuck away. God, I would not want to be one of those patrolmen. Standing right in the middle of an infected district, like what? Do they not know? I mean, the answer is of course that they don't. After all, how many times have you or your friends entered a hospital ward to visit a relative, blissfully unaware that vancomycin-resistant Staph aureus was lurking around the corner? Oh, that's a trade that I can do. Yes, there we go. Fistful of bullets, that'll do me. Hey kid. What have you got? Nothing. But ooh, good. I need to keep a supply of those nuts then. Because if I have those nuts, I can trade them for powder. And powder is the single most useful thing this game has. It's the only way to save us all. Ah, small kid. I wonder if he's got anything of interest. Sometimes they do. Charming. Truly a charming child. Oh no! No! I'm making that call. Might regret that later, but I need gun weaponry. Okay. One infected district. It's hellish. It makes me queasy to go in, but one infected district. We can manage this. We can live with that. That's my gut reaction at present, and of course that's kind of funny and ironic in a way, and that's truly the atmosphere that this game is trying to build, is this sense of desperation, but also of hope. Naturally, it's building that to crush it, but we can just pretend for the moment that hope is what we have.
Many a mickle makes a muckle. There's no hurry.
I'm glad you are still alive. I want to speak to Foreman Oyen. Can you arrange that? What? What Oyen? What? Why? Why with the foreman? What foreman? The current one? Yes, the current one. Oyen. The mistress has told you about him? Yeah, I've lost one friend called Barak already, and Foreman Oyen knows why. Yes, he will pay for it. Anyway, I do not wish to lose another. He knows who killed my father? Does he? He knows all right. Allow me to say I'm pretty sure he's not unhappy about your father's death. Oyen, that is. He wouldn't be unhappy if you were to die either. No, there's no reason for you to meet him right now. What does he know? I haven't spoken to him yet. We'll have some extreme interrogation when he's back. Where is he now? He went off into the steppe. He's not in town at the moment. I think he's supposed to come back in a day or two. When did he leave? 3 days ago, or maybe 4, exactly on the eve of your arrival, Master Barak. So you will arrange for us to meet. There's a plot being woven against me. The bachelor's nosing around in the termitory and the abattoir. And if I meet the foreman, I'll give him another reason to suspect me. It'll all be fine, it'll all settle in time. But I wouldn't be so keen on meeting him if I were you. Thank you for the advice. What kind of creature hides behind the brand? Is it someone who has no name whatsoever and thus defined by a symbol? Or is it terrifying to such an extent that it is forbidden to speak its name? Is this knowledge sacred? Whatever the reason, it is clear that special measures were taken to keep the identity a secret. The mystery of the sought one is yet to be deciphered. Panacea has yet to be made. I must keep working. That, my friends, is a speedy run-through of all of the potential... Oh, I thought Dankovsky would have taken that, but evidently he didn't. That, dear friends, is a speedy run-through of all of the quests of the day. I feel that it might be useful to sleep. And I'm going to quickly just drop a hard save. And just have a quick moment to just decide if there's anything else that we should do today. Our rations are pretty high. That's a good amount. That will probably last us a good day, maybe 2. Money is not fantastic, but that's because we spent it all on rations. We don't have many hearts or other infected organs, but... Well, sorry, we don't have many infected organs. We've got 10 hearts. 10 hearts will do. 10 hearts will do is fine. We have quite a lot in the way of drugs. And we've got a good amount of bullets. I think, for once, we might be in a good position. Now, oh, before I forget as well, there's little notes on all of the items here that the hazelnuts can never be infected. Fresh meat is nutritious and tasty if properly cooked. It's exactly how this meat got to us if it was slaughtered mere hours ago is a bit confusing, but nevertheless, fresh meat, nutritious and tasty if properly cooked. Fresh meat's supposed to be not too... I think it was in the original plot of the game supposed to carry some infection risk. Smoked meat was supposed to be a bit less. Fresh fish I think was supposed to be okay, and... Oh, fresh fish I think had a risk of infection, dried fish less so. The milk definitely had a risk of infection. On the bread, I have no idea. Either way, it never made it into the final cut of the game, but I like the idea that it was there. Even if it didn't work out exactly as planned. Secret Addendum. The annotation for patrolmen, couriers, executors, and sanitary personnel. In order to prevent panic, this annotation is classified and its contents should be under no circumstances disclosed to the civilian population. The disease is incurable. There is no vaccine, neither here nor in the capital. But here are some positive facts. Number 1, the probability of contracting the disease is significantly lower for someone who has taken immune system tablets. As of now, we believe that alpha pills and beta pills, yellow and blue coloured pills, respectively, provide the best protective effect. Excessive doses, however, may be detrimental to one's health. Additional protection is afforded by synthetic clothing. Woolen garments are strictly off limits due to parasites. The clothing should be changed as often as possible. Important. The disease develops sporadically. In its initial stage, it does not progress in any significant way, especially if antibiotics are taken. However, if contact with the infection reoccurs, development of the disease becomes extremely rapid. The disease is not transmitted by means of droplet infection. As of now, we are yet to figure out how it is contracted. Preliminary tests suggest the disease is not contagious at early stages, therefore there is no need to isolate the sick person immediately after the appearance of symptoms. Appointment of the executors. In consideration of your particular line of work, we believe that you will not be able to avoid infection. If you've contracted the disease, do not give in to despair. It would have happened sooner or later anyway. Try your best to conserve the infection at this initial stage. Take antibiotic medicine. Consider using lush powders. They're extremely dangerous, but they help cover the infection. There is a bit of almost Kafkaesque irony to this. I'm sure if you are the kind of person that has been watching these videos, that you don't need me to tell you the bitter ironies of the Soviet regime or the various injustices committed by various people throughout its rule. But that is not exactly an uncommon appearance of of official documentation. I mean, having said that, that wasn't exactly uncommon throughout the rest of Europe as well. If any of my viewers are old enough, they may well recall the pamphlets given out in places like Germany and, well, most of Western Europe, including the United Kingdom, of what to do in, say, a nuclear attack, which read in much the same manner and carried much the same in the way of completely false promises and useless reassurance. I'm 100% certain that the Soviet republics must have undergone the same type of propaganda, being told that even if American nuclear warheads drop upon us, then not to worry, for we will be safe within our impervious shelters. Just tie some brown paper packaging to your doors and you'll all be safe. I wish I was exaggerating, but it is pretty much exactly some of the advice that was given to residents of the UK, at least. Rather silly, if you think about it. And a little bit depressing. Having said that, the flip side of this is when the governments are genuinely trying to do their best for their people, such as the attempts to evacuate the populace of Chernobyl, for example. I don't think anyone could argue that evacuation of Chernobyl was a bad thing, but naturally nobody trusted the government for various reasons. One could please go home, you are in danger. I suppose there's not a lot to do right now except try and find a bandit to kill. I dislike the notion of using people as a means to an end. I do have some sense of ethics, after all. But I think in some cases it's not very avoidable. Especially in a game like this, in which you're almost actively encouraged to use people as a means to an end. Crackers... I mean, they do literally nothing, but I mean, I'm not complaining. They cost so little in the way of money that I can live with that. Oh, that's just a drunkard, not a bandit. Might as well spend a little bit of time just sitting outside on this park bench. Just watching the day go by. Well, the evening, it is. The skies remain black and bleak, and the storms only serve to continue. I can't imagine the drop in temperature would be very useful for any of the people here, and the extra flush of rainwater is probably going to just flush the infection through further. We can assume a few things about the infection, though. We know
The day is over. Allowed your supporters to remain unharmed. A new mime performance is being rehearsed at the theatre.
well, let's see what it is.
So,
It stays away from dead bodies, disappearing from corpses without a trace. It's been established that you can outweight it if you're careful and discreet. The glass will keep the best, as it's supposed to.
what does it mean?
It means we have a fighting chance. The infectious agent only sticks to living matter and is repelled by dead surfaces. Those who remain indoors are more likely to survive. Scurrying and making a fuss means death. All in all, we can fight.
You self-serving jerk. You've got your own agenda, haven't you? You're always up for a fight. You just need an adversary. What about the people?
Hush, don't you get in his way. He seems to have a plan.
It's all wrong. It's no good at all.
Alas, the new voice acting sometimes leaves something to be desired. I do feel that for a character as important as the Bachelor, we should have had a slightly better voice actor, but it's no matter. I can't exactly say that I could do a stellar job myself. Anyway, that concludes this episode.